Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Moine, Swedish Whiskey Girl, and we're here with another video as part of my Feis series because it's the Islay festival this week. And today it's Bunnahabhain, and I had the pleasure of going past Bunnahabhain last week when we were on Islay. I really wish I would have had the time to do one of their tastings because they have a warehouse tasting which just sounds amazing. But we got to see the visitor centre, and of course we walked out on the pier and took some nice photos. I would really recommend going there. It's a great distillery as far as I've been able to see. One of the best things about it, even if you don't have time to see the tour, is that in the gift shop they actually sell minis, and they also sell 20 cl bottles of basically single casks, so stuff from their warehouse 9. And I picked up a sample of an ex-bourbon cask and also a export wine cask, 20 cl. Cody picked up the Amontillado and a red wine, I think, as well. So I'm really looking forward to trying them. They smell nice, smell amazing, and the port looks stunning colour as well, so I'm excited to try them. But today we are going to try their Feis releases, and we're also going to compare them to the 12. So I have the 12 here. I'm going to try that first just for a little comparison. This is at 46.3% ABV. And something I realised after our visit to Bunnahabhain is that it almost feels like it's a little bit underappreciated. I don't know if you agree with me, let me know in the comments. We were also there on Cody's birthday, so if you want to say happy birthday to him in kind of a delayed happy birthday, say it in the comments as well. But it feels like they're a bit hidden away, and when I've been talking about it on my channels, I haven't heard as much love for Bunnahabhain. I know there is a lot of love for it, and I know a lot of people like the 12 and the 18 and 25. I don't know, I've just not heard as much. Don't know if it's just me, or if you agree with me or not. But the others we're going to try is an unpeated Bunnahabhain. Probably why I like Bunnahabhain, because I like that they do both peated and unpeated, because unpeated Islay I tend to love. This is at 53.6% ABV, and it's Marsala cask finish. Marsala is almost like a sherry, but it's made in Italy, so it's a fortified wine. So this is the Feis 2021, and the other Feis 2021 is the Moine Bordeaux finish. So Bordeaux, red wine from Bordeaux, and yeah, that's the peated one. But let's have a little taste. First, a little smell, and then a little taste of the 12 first. The 12 just seems so dense today. I like the 12, and every time I try it I'm reminded of why. It's just easy to like, it has a nice like texture. Yes, but we're not going to focus on the 12 because I know I reviewed it before. But we're going to move on to our first Feis 2021 and see. So this is the unpeated Marsala. It's like tropical citrus, this one. A little bit like raisins, but raisins mixing in with like oranges and cherries. Yeah, raisins mixes in with oranges and cherries, I think. Quite rich, I really enjoy the nose. But let's have a taste of this one, Sláinte. You can immediately tell that it's a higher ABV than the 12. Not too hot though. I've tried another few samples this week that were a little bit too hot, and I've had to add water to it. Don't know if I'm just sensitive lately, but this one I like. at the strength because it just kind of burns. It has a density and like finish is really nice. A fresh note and like a raw note that I feel like you tend to only get on single casks. I don't know how many bottles of this has been used, but it's yeah, that's kind of cask strength, raw, fresh cask notes that I feel are coming through. A lovely, lovely nose. I'm really enjoying that. Quite citrusy on the palate as well, but almost like lemon and oranges. And I like it at that ABV, so I don't think I'm going to add any water to it because I don't want to lose anything. Let's go back to the 12 first. I was like so ready to dig into the Bordeaux, but let's have another taste of the 12 just to see how we can compare them. The 12 doesn't have any of that tropical citrus. It's more like leather, a little bit of like oranges, but not in a tropical way, just like oranges. Also like honey notes. Honey, like comforting honey on the 12. Also like it that it says a 46.3, gives it a little bit of a kick. I mean, the 12 compared to the others is just easy to like, but nothing, like, I don't want to undermine the 12 because I really like it, but it's like when easy to approach, still interesting flavors, but not unusual or quirky flavors, if that makes sense. Now we're going to reach for the peated Bordeaux finish. Definitely peated, you get straight away on the nose. But it's like, I don't know if this is going to make sense, potato cellar smoke. It actually has like, the smoke actually has, if you've been to the shops and they have a section where you can pick your own potatoes and put them in a bag and then measure them with weight, you know how it can smell like earthy. My grandma and granddad in Sweden had a tiny potato farm, and it reminds me of that like earthy raw potato scent, but smoke. Yeah, a bit like Dunnage Warehouse or that kind of wine cellar. A little bit sweet, but also dry, which is kind of confusing me a little bit. Because there's that kind of dry wine notes, but there's also something sweet in the spirit. I should never write my tasting notes down because I don't think anyone would buy anything. This is a bit like potatoes and, I don't know, potatoes smoke and sweet and dry. But let's have a little taste. Ungevein. Ooh, very powerful on the palate. A little bit spicy, like almost like it feels like chili spice. The smoke is definitely there. And it does have a drying touch to it, which I'm thinking comes from the wine cask. It's quite interesting to try smoke and wine cask as a combination, because usually wine casks tend to have like a drying effect on the spirits, and sometimes smoke can be dry as well, so it's dry on dry, which this is doing a little bit for me. I also don't really mind this. Yeah, it is dry on dry. The spirit is delicious. I would have to be in a specific mood, and I think I'm in it right now, but I can really appreciate this for what it is. Go back to the 12 and then I'll go back to the Marsala. Spontaneously, I think the Marsala is more of a MOA whiskey at the moment. Even though I think this does smoke plus wine cask really well. That's what I kind of like about Bunnahabhain, because most Bunnahabhains, they have a really interesting character and they often have complexity to them. I know that they've recently also got Brendan, what's his name? Brendan, who used to work for Glenmorangie, who's now the master blender, I think, for Distell. So he's covering brands like Bunnahabhain, Tobermory and Deanston, which all are quite interesting whiskies, if you ask me. And most of the ones I've tried have been really interesting and lovely and have just a good base spirit, it feels like. Except for the travel retail, but I think that's the case with a lot of travel retail, because I don't really know what audience they're going for. Are they just going for most tourists that are just passing through the airport, picking up a bottle just to kind of enjoy and smooth at home? Maybe something that might be slightly different to the core range, or it's a non-age statement. But sometimes I feel like there's too many travel retail expressions and I don't really know what they're trying to be. Like, most of them aren't trying to be like specialist retailers. So they tend to be a little bit forgettable, which is a shame. But I mean, if you like that, then that's brilliant. And I know there's a lot of people that love them, and there's definitely hidden gems in the travel retail section as well. I just find that the ones I've tried recently have just been a bit meh. But the other ones I've tried from Bunnahabhain have been really interesting, which is why I'm so excited to try our single cask ones, because I think that'll be delicious. One of them, the Amontillado that Cody got as his birthday whiskey, was the recommendation from the guy who worked at the shop. So Brendan McCarran, is that not his name? I just realised that. Never mind. We are going to try the 12 again, compare it. I know I'm talking a lot, but that's just who I am. The 12 just becomes more and more of that, I don't know, comforting honey is the way I want to describe the 12 today. I think it's a lovely 12-year-old. Today I'm also getting a bit of a bitterness on the palate from it, which also goes with the same character that I found on the peated, the Moine, with the Bordeaux. Let's go back to the Marsala. The Marsala on the nose is becoming more and more, like if you've tried a lot of sherried whiskies, this is more like a golden sherry tone to me. And that's more of it's becoming on the nose, but I mean it's a Marsala, so it might not be strange to understand that I'm getting Marsala character on it. But yeah, I would describe it as a golden sherry, or like golden raisin orange cherry, not cherry and sherry. And one last sip of the Moine Bordeaux. The nose is nice. It's charcoal, a little bit of raspberries, I think. Charcoal and raspberries and potatoes on the nose. I definitely like the spice and the smoke and everything makes that feel a bit chilly, hot. But the same with that one, I don't want to add water because I might do it when I have another sip of them, but today I just feel like they're sitting where they should sit. I don't know if I said, but the Moine Bordeaux is 59.5, and yeah, the Marsala is 53.6, so it's a little bit higher. Nice though, I like them. I mean, I'd love to hear what you think of Bunnahabhain. Please let me know in the comments below. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please consider using my affiliate links next time you're shopping with Master Malt, the Whisky Exchange, or the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, or leave a thumbs up or consider subscribing if you haven't already. I also want to take the opportunity to say a massive thank you to my wonderful supporters on Patreon. I really am so grateful I have your support. But I hope you're all having a lovely day. Happy Bunnahabhain Day, and I'll see you in the next one. Sláinte Skål.